Hello everyone, and this is Ultimate Germany Guide to Conquer Almost All of the World. For this tutorial you will just need to have a pretty good computer and HOI4 and all of the DLCs. Of course this is a beginner friendly guide, but I will not treat you like a toddler and I won't be teaching you how to assign army or stuff like that. No, there's no way I'm going to teach you that. So we start the game as Germany in 1936. What we do, the first we spawn, we actually delete those two divisions. One is a mountaineer division and one is a cavalry division. We don't need those because they are just waste of space and also waste of equipment. We do remilitarize the Rhineland, and we also go ahead and take production, construction and electronics and also artillery. You will also need to build infrastructure in Rhineland, well, because it gives us the most modifiers, you know, and also it gives you a lot of bonuses there, especially after you do this beautiful focus. And we also assign someone in our research facility. This will be probably this guy because he has a lot of armor bonuses, and we will start making flamethrowers. In the naval headquarters we assign Erich Rider, and the production lines will look like this. We will delete bombers and we will also delete the light tanks because two of them, they are just useless. The rest we will keep it, and we will assign 15 factories for the infantry equipment, 5 factories for the support equipment, 4 factories for artillery, and the rest will just go like this. When you will gain your military factories, it will just resign on their own. We will delete all of the huge ships that we cannot build, or we will build like 2-3 years because we just don't need them, and we will just leave the ships that we will build very fast. And the rest of the notifications are not important, so we get rid of them. We have our air force, which is pretty big for a starting country. We select all of them and send them to Berlin and start training them, of course, to, well, get them some kind of rank. The same thing we do with our navy. We assign all of them together and start training them too, to get the XP and also, well, to make them kind of competent, you know. Meanwhile, we also start making our agencies. The agencies are very important in this game. You will need to send your agents to Soviet Union, France, United Kingdom, possibly United States, and if you really want to, you can send them later on to Japan. But the first target will be France, by the way. Now what we do after militarizing, we take the Führer Princip. This will unlock for us Martin Bormann, very needed guy. He gives us a lot of political power at the start, and he also cuts the cost of our political advisors, which is essential at the start of the game. We want to get as much guys as possible. Now what we do after our agency was made, we upgrade our agency's localized training because it has the most needed factories, and well, we need to get rid of that as fast as possible. Now we take the party Chancellor Bormann, and after that we reorganize the Wehrmacht to get 5% of war support, after which we can actually get war economy, which is very essential. Now what we do is we do not spend our political power, which is already 250. We still don't spend it, and I will tell you later on why. Meanwhile, we also do our agency focuses. You will need to do 3 agency focuses at least to get your second agent, so keep that in mind. Meanwhile that we have now our agent, we send him to Paris to get us Intel network. In here we do not spend our political power on Austria because we don't need to do it, and instead we just click how rude because, yeah, as I said, we don't need to spend our political power anywhere. We also get radios now. After reorganizing the Wehrmacht, we have 2 options in our economy. We either prioritize economic growth or we go after the 4th-year plan. 4-year plan is better when you know you are going to fight a lot of fights and, you know, conquer a lot of countries, but it's very fucking bad at the start. So we are going to prioritize economic growth, and after this is done, we can get Ludwig. This guy, what he does is gives us minus 15% of consumer goods, which is very great, and we do not have any other advisor like this, and he also reduces the trade law cost and also economic law cost, which is good. So that's why we still don't take the war economy, to get Ludwig and then after that get it, to maintain more political power. Meanwhile we do some other thing. We assign a chief of army because we need the XP, and as you see here we already have like 50 naval XP, which is great. At the start of the Polish war I do plan to get as much XP as possible, possibly researching all of the doctrines, the naval, air force and also the army doctrine, so be aware. Now after prior prioritizing the economic growth, we go after constructing the Autobahns, which will give us 100 infrastructure in few cities, and we now can assign Ludwig, which reduces the cost of political power, which makes war economy cost only 100 political power. Now the leftover of our political power, again we can spend on getting a naval advisor. Why I don't get normal advisors as Germany? Because they are just useless. The only thing you need are probably the agency guys, because they give you slot of agent, and that's it. Meanwhile, while we do the Autobahn, we also still upgrade our agency. And now we get KDF wagon factories. Why we get them? Because after getting 70 factories, if my memory is not wrong, we can unlock for us the research slot. And well, oh no, it is 50 civilian factories, it's better. Now what we do is just wait for this focus to be done too, and after all of our navy was deployed, we just make basic destroyers. Why we do this? Because destroyers are the essential part of the navy. If the navy has great battleships but does not have destroyers, well, what will happen is that great battleships will take the first hit and well, they be gone. So destroyers are just mid-wave, so our main capital ships won't get hurt. That is a small description of them. And we eventually take the third and the last military advisor, which is military advisor for our Air Force, and it will give us a lot of XP in Air Force 2, by the way. Now that we have already the second agent, we don't need to actually upgrade our agency anymore. And the Spanish Civil War has started, which means that we will send there our attaché, and we also send there some volunteers to also get a lot of XP. Now we go after currency reform, and we will do the next two focuses like this, because after doing the prioritizing economic growth, you will get very horrible modifiers on your consumer goods. It's like 40% and it's very bad. But after doing all of those focuses, it will just cut down in half or more than half, well, which just will turn you into normal Germany with normal economy. And we have gotten our flamethrower tanks, but we still cannot use them because we don't have the technologies of medium tanks. And we got our second agent and we send him to France too. Now we go after lowering taxes, and we do close a lot of encirclements in Spain. It's very good. We do improve our relationships with Spain and then send our attaché, because that's possible only that way. And what is good in attaché is that we get a lot of army XP, and we will also gain 10% of war support, which is great. It does influence our mobilization speed. And Switzerland decides to trail or kill her, and we just don't care about it because it's just useless decisions which you don't really want to spend political power on. Meanwhile, we abolish the price controls, and after that we will take Todd. Todd is a very great guy because he will give us a company which is building military factories fast. It's giving you a lot of good modifiers in building military factories, and as you know, after getting civilian factories and building them until like 37 to 38, you will need to switch to military factories, of course. Now that radio is researched, we can go with range improvements for our Air Force. Why we do this? Because as of now our Air Force is good, it's up to date, but it will eventually expire its use. So now that we have 100% of intel in France, which is not necessary, you just need 50%, but I just missed that one. So we are going to prepare collaboration government in France 3 times or 2 times. This will give us like a lot of compliance and a lot of free factories that we can use in our construction. So now we take Todd. Now that we have 60 army XP, we can go after rangers. Those are very essential too, because they give a lot of good modifiers to your army, and it will be very good to have them at the start of the war. And also another thing you will need to have at the start of the war with Poland, flamethrower tanks. Now that Todd has been researched, we start building the Ruhr Dam. Why we do this? Because it will give us a lot of good modifiers on local factories in Rhineland, where we are also building a lot of civilian factories right now. Now we will start deploying our divisions. 16 divisions will be deployed, and we will not add any more of them, like we will not make 24 divisions there. Those 16 divisions will serve as a defensive shield. They are going to defend against the French, and this is probably enough because it gives us 2 divisions on each province of the border with France. Now because because we took Bormann, we get those beautiful decisions that we can click for 50 political power and 3 factories, and after clicking them we will get 10% of local construction speed, which is great, and we will for now click them only in Rhineland because we are building there. Later on we can of course implement it in other parts of our country too. Now that we got our third agent, we can just assign him to quiet Intel network and well start doing our job there. And we will just assign our normal agents to do it again and again until we are done. In naval tree we will change to fleet in being because the focus of ours were, you know, submarines, but we are not going after submarines, we are going to build a normal navy. For now we are also waiting for the Japanese to attack China to send them attaché 2 because it will give us a lot of army XP, and now we just go after mechanical computing. We enter Madrid in Spain, very great job, but it's not really your priority. It shouldn't be to finish the war as fast as possible because as long as it goes, the better for you because you will get a lot of XP. Now that we have our 16 divisions deployed, we can send one more division to Spain, which we are going to do, and those 16 divisions will just train for now. We will still not do our medium tank research. We have a focus in our focus tree that gives us a lot of good modifiers on researching it faster, so for now we focus on deck conversions. Why we do this? To get actually aircraft carriers because we don't have them for now, and that is a very important thing actually in Navy. Now that we have our fourth agent, we can send him to Soviet Union. Meanwhile, we research the improved radio, which is the second radio option here, and we start another campaign in France. One of our agents gets injured, but it's still okay. And now what we do is we just go ahead and do all of those focuses in our economic tree, and we wait for Todd to actually make his industrial concern. For now, I really cannot decide where to spend my 150 political power, but at the end I decide to take Manstein because we already have the doctrine that is needed for them. So, and after we will do industrial expansion, we can focus on Himmler. But I didn't wait that much, so I just already took Himmler because he will give us another slot of operatives, which is very essential. We can send our agent to Moscow again, and now we will change to industrial expansion. We can also start taking the army doctrines, but we will not do it because again we have our army focus tree that we have not touched yet. So after we will touch it, we will get research bonuses there, so we will like get an opportunity to take one of those doctrines for 50 political power instead of 100, so there is just no reason to not wait. We are not going to fight for now. And eventually we send our attaché to Japan, and as you see here we gain a lot of XP for now. We start making the military engineering vehicles. I'm not sure if we are going to use them or not, but they are needed. For now we are on our third round of infiltrating France, which is very cool, and we have eventually taken Todd's company, which only costs 75 political power and will give us a lot of good modifiers on military. Now we take construction 3 because we have 100% of modifiers on all of industrial research, but of course it's only one time usable, so just waste it smart. I will waste it on construction, and I do recommend you to do it too. Meanwhile, we now start taking the developing or modern warfare tactics, which is very essential, and after that has happened, the United Kingdom and France have joined into alliance. We are going to start making military factories as of now because it's already 1937 November and we will like get into war 1.5 years later, so yeah, let's just focus on military factories for now. We take fast battleships in the doctrine for our battleships, and we still are in war with Spain. Now Todd's industrial plan is being questioned, but it's still okay. He does have the Führer's complete trust because I don't want to change him because he has already done a lot of good focuses. And we also take cannons for our air force. Meanwhile, we have taken the new Panzer doctrine, and as I promised, we get minus 50% discount on our doctrines, so we will take large unit tactics as infantry doctrine. And we now go after advanced panzer research to get 100% research bonus to actually research the medium tanks that we are going to use in our flamethrowers. I'm not really really going to use, tanks at all. And we now deploy another 24 divisions. We now expand the Luftwaffe. Why we do it? Because it gives us a lot of good modifiers on our air force, so why not? And now we cancel everything in France and send our agents to Soviet Union to do the same thing. Of course, we have not reached the full completion of our collaboration government in France, but it's not really that needed. The thing you need the most is the same thing, but do it to the last in Soviet Union and the United Kingdom. It's also not so needed in United States and Japan, of course. Now that Himmler has done his focus too, we get the 5th agent slot, which is very great. And well, let's wait to get that agent. Meanwhile, we have 2 agents in Moscow preparing the Intel network, and we have also another agent in United Kingdom who is also preparing the Intel network, and we have another one in Germany who is just chilling. Yeah. After completing the Luftwaffe focus, we will go after the Kriegsmarine, and after the Kriegsmarine we will make the new Panzer Troop School because it will give us another good discounts on our doctrine, the army doctrine of course. And we also get 2 more doctrines, one in Air Force and another one in the Navy, and Spain has capitulated. Now it leaves only the anarchists in Spain, which are going to capitulate very fast. Now we do this focus, I cannot really read that, so just know it. And this will of course promote 2 of our military men to Field Marshal, which is very great. And we also make another 24 divisions and select Erwin Rommel as the armor expert in our high command. And we continue making a lot of military factories. As you see here, we do have a good amount of factories that are building, so I don't think we really do need more of that. We get Grand Assault as the operation doctrine, and we also get Field Engineering as the artillery and combat support doctrine. And we also get Streamline Deployment, after which we have completed Army Doctrine 3, and now we can focus on our Navy and Air Force. Now that we have 100% Intel network in Soviet Union, we can start infiltrating the Soviet government, which is very essential to capitulate them after taking Stalingrad, Moscow and Leningrad. We have researched heavy machine guns that we are going to use in our new template of Air Force. For now, we just still continue making a lot of destroyers in our Navy. And we now have Anschluss. And after that, we will go after Research Institute. And all of the divisions that we got from Austria, we just delete them and we get all of their equipment, which is great. And now that we have our medium tanks, we are going to make our first version of flamethrower tanks that we are of course going to use. You can copy this works very well with AI. I cannot promise anything if you are playing in multiplayer. We select 30 military factories for that, and we just wait to make our flamethrower tanks. Of course, I'm not promising you to have them after starting the war with Poland, but after attacking France, you should already have them in your divisions. We now reestablish whatever this is. I'm not going to read it too because I can't, and it's in German. And we start our collaboration government in United Kingdom too because we have 6 agents and all of them of course are working now. We have 1 in each country and the 2 of which they are working somewhere there. We are now going to spend our army XP on researching the Rangers, and we deploy another 48 divisions. A small thing here, you don't really need to focus on making as much divisions as possible because it's not really your goal. Your goal is to have an optimal amount of divisions and to fight with them good. We also get few divisions. We get integrated operations for our destroyers, and we are also taking the Czechoslovak focus trip. And we get the Sudetenland crisis. Now after doing the demand Czechoslovakia, demand Sudetenland, we will get Sudetenland because we are playing on historical. We have 1 full army and 2 not so full armies. Those are pretty much enough, and you don't need for now more than you have. For now, we focus on our new template of Air Force that we are going to research, and we also, after demanding Sudetenland, take first Vienna Award, which will divide Czechoslovakia, and after that we will just annex them. We also take the second flamethrowers research, which is very essential, maybe before starting the war, and we take mountain artillery and stuff like that. We have researched the MP, the new gun template, and we will start producing them of course. And now we take the last decision on Czechoslovakia, and we also focus on researching the medium tanks. And also, by the way, I forgot to tell you this, don't be afraid to use the companies as you are researching stuff, because you already don't need your political power after you have a full headquarters. Now we are already taking the third Air Force Doctrine tree, which means that we could possibly get all of it before starting the war with Poland. Now Italy annexes Albania, which means that we are pretty close to September 1, and after we get the decision, the fate of Czechoslovakia, we click the first decision and we get the leadership of Czechoslovakia. We select that they need a German official. We invite Romania into our faction. Okay, now we do invite Italy into our faction and they of course join. And we also take the spy master of our faction, which will give us another slot of operatives, which is very great. And now after reasserting the Eastern claims, we can go and take Plan Z. Of course, Lithuania does fold and give us Memel because, well, they cannot say no. We are stronger than they are. And as of now, your troops should be very much trained and ready to fight. We select only one army and send them to Königsberg. The rest of our military will fight from the main front lines. And now that you have made military factories all this time, in July of 1939, you should probably switch to making a lot of dockyards, which we are going to use to make a naval invasion into United Kingdom, then make a naval invasion into Iceland, then make a naval invasion into Greenland, then make a naval invasion into Canada, and finish the allies off. And in submarines doctrine we take the wolf packs, and well, we have only left with the Air Force doctrine, for the strategic bombers, and then we will have a full doctrine of every single type. Our Air Force is also trained, so keep that in mind, and we have a lot of those Air Forces. We will select pretty much a lot of them to fight in Poland, but we'll also not forget about Rhineland. A lot of our industries in there, and the United Kingdom and France will definitely try to bomb it. So keep your Air Force in there too. Don't only think about Poland. You don't need to get bombed and lose your war support and also lose a lot of factories and stuff. Now we select the leadership that is going to invade Poland. Of course, those can be just the guys that have the most attack. You don't really need to, you know, think about it too much. Your divisions are too good. In October of 1939, we take Danziger War. Of course, they will say war and we will attack them, but for now we are upgrading all of our agents, upgrading all of our military men that we can, and also we are deploying the last bits of Air Force that we also can deploy. 400 fighters should be enough to cover all of the Polish lines, and the rest of it should go to the Rhineland and the other neighboring states, to the allies. We have also gotten our small airframes, which is great, and also a thing I forgot to tell you about, that all of your armored divisions and the divisions that Himmler gave you, you are just going to select all of them and send them to the central Poland. You can make some kind of, you know, snakes with them and, well, take out all of Poland. Now that Danziger War is done, we are going to take the economic part of our focus tree, and now we attack Poland, of course, and buy a lot of oil from the Soviet Union. Don't forget about it. And of course, we can do here with the micro, we can do here with just the army plans. It doesn't matter, you will still win. As you see here, I do a little bit of micromanagement, but it's not really hurting us or some stuff like that. You can just go ahead and not do it, especially if you are a very new player. But the thing is that you will need to enable all of your divisions to push. Now, so we invite Slovakia into war, and that's it. We don't need to invite Italy for now. There is just no need for that. Just don't invite anyone but Slovakia for now. And by the way, if you are micromanaging, you should play on third speed. If you are not, then go full on 5 or 4, probably 4 is better. It does depend on your computer, of course. And well, after closing a lot of encirclements of the Polish, they capitulate, and you lost like 20,000, 30,000 at most, and they lost like 200,000, so that is great. Now all of our Air Force from Poland will go ahead and defend our factories in Rhineland, and we also need to select all of our navy and send them to get naval support to make the naval invasion into Norway Norway. Now we also research a lot of naval research, and we do research the engines for our new Air Force template, and this is going to be our new fighter template. You can copy this works very well with AI. It will just destroy everything it will see, and you just need to wait for now to make your naval invasion into Norway. Meanwhile, you are waiting for that to happen. You should make a lot of divisions to prepare for the fight with Soviet Union. We attack Denmark and we also attack Norway. Of course, we have the naval supremacy in the seas, and Denmark surrenders. We do accept their surrender. Norway, of course, does not surrender, but we do our naval invasion, after which it should actually. And here we do actually win the naval battle, which was very interesting. And our forces land in Norway and take all of the ports that are needed, and we send support to Norway to finish them off very quickly because we have more important things to do. Of course, our navy also destroys the Norwegian navy, which was very interesting, and we also win few naval battles, which was great. We now take the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, and we also invite Bulgaria into our faction. We also take the Benelux focus, and we have managed to actually defeat Norway very fast. And now we just send all of our air force to Benelux, and our army was already there and very ready, and we just put it on the speed 1. We wait 1 hour until they will join the allies, and we make a normal front line with them, as you see here, and we delete everything that we have made before. We take the campaign instructions against France, and as you see here, this goes very easy for us. Our forces break through Belgium, we take and capitulate Luxembourg very fast. After that, we capitulate Netherlands, and we enter Brussels and capitulate Belgium. After capitulating Belgium, of course, there is no way France will withstand this, and Moscow signed the Pact of Molotov-Ribbentrop, which was very much expected, and France capitulates. We get Vichy France. We deploy all of the divisions that we were making before we attacked France, and we make this new flamethrower tank division template that we are also going to use. This is much better and gives us 2 times the breakthrough, and as you see here, we have almost finished up our collaboration government with the United Kingdom, and we have finished up successfully the collaboration government in Soviet Union. Now what we do is we send our air force that is now not really busy to defend the French occupied territories. We do divide Poland with Soviet Union, but it's not going to last long for them. For now, we focus on making the Bismarck templates that we got after doing the focuses in our navy, and we are also focusing on making a lot of destroyers. This cavalry division thing is going to be the suppressor division that we are going to use. Of course, we need to only suppress Poland and the Benelux nations. And as I said that, we got a naval invasion into Benelux, which we close very fast. Another thing, you will probably need to assign your 16 divisions to the coastlines of France and Benelux, so they won't do that much of naval invasions. Now we slowly but surely start assigning all of our air force to the Polish border to then attack, well, Soviet Union and defeat them. But for now, we take loyalty to Führer, which will give us 1 political power more than we are getting, which is great, and we will also get few good modifiers on economy. We have deployed the 120 divisions successfully, and we are now training them to send them to the Soviet front lines. And as we were building our dockyards, because of building a lot of them actually, and also getting France, which also has a lot of dockyards, and we have collaboration government there, we have also sent our agent to the United States. We focus all of our forces on the Soviet borders. As you see here, we also send all of our air force there, and we also build a lot of airports on the borders with them, and we get the proposal from Finland for the offensive, constitutional offensive, and we are of course going to do it. Unassigning some of our divisions to fight in Yugoslavia because we have a war goal against them, and of course I'm going to use it. We also get Croatia as an independent republic, and yes, we decide to actually invite them to Axis. And now we just need to wait few months to break the pact with Soviet Union. We have 1000 fighter aircrafts on the border with the Soviet Union, and we have also a lot of cast there. Now we just need some time until we can break the non-aggression pact with Soviet Union. Meanwhile, you can focus on your other domestic issues if you have them. As you see here, we have already crazy production lines, especially in the case of the battleships. ships, and we are also making crazy amounts of destroyers. As you see here, our navy is already 172 naval units strong. And of course, a lot of people would say, why aren't you making the naval invasion into United Kingdom? But I will say to you that I'm not making it for purpose. I'm not really scared of the United States joining us because we have the best navy, you know, and those can destroy any country. So that's why I'm not wasting my time and worrying about the Sicilian operation. We are still going to do it. And now in June of 1941, we start the war against Soviet Union, the Operation Barbarossa. As you see here, our divisions are doing a very great job. We have supremacy everywhere. We have air supremacy almost everywhere. We make the first encirclements, more than 30 divisions, then 20 divisions, then another 20 divisions in Ukraine. And the central front line of the Soviet fails, and we take Kiev, we take Minsk, we take all of the Baltics. We make a huge encirclement in Odessa, and we also enter Sumy, Krakow, and all that without even sending our air force there, because I actually, you know, forgot about it. And now we are moving towards Stalino and Rostov. Vlasov gets captured and we don't care about him. We take Leningrad, we move towards Moscow, and we move towards Stalingrad. Our divisions enter Crimean Island and take Sevastopol and Stalingrad in the same day. Our divisions are doing very great. We close a lot of divisions in Sevastopol too, and now our divisions are very close to Moscow, and Moscow has fallen under our pressure. Now our other goal is to cut off Soviet Caucasus and get all of the Baku oil reserves, which we successfully do, and we don't stop there, and we even move towards Ural Mountains. But in the halfway, Soviet Union capitulates and gives us, well, all of the score. And all this has happened and even Finland does not capitulate. This is how fast we did it. As you see here, our tactic is working very great. And I remind you that I did almost all of this without microing. Only microed at the start and closed a lot of divisions. And even without microing, you will still be able to kick their ass like this. It will just take like half a year more, you know. We take all of the Soviet territories until the Ural Mountains, and the rest of it just goes as a puppet. We also take all of their factories and all of their resources, and more importantly, all of their navy. And we proclaim the new world order. We are now the Greater Germanic Reich, and our capital changes to Germany. Now that we have improved carriers, improved destroyers, and improved battleship templates, we are going to make aircraft carrier template, which is going to look like this. We are going to make the battleship template, which is going to look like this. Improved destroyer template, which is going to look like this. All of those will completely humiliate the British Navy. Trust me when I say it. And by the way, the Soviet Union is already capitulated in September of 41, so it took only few months to capitulate Soviet Union. So now you know how good it is. We make a small operation in Sweden and take all of their territories, and we also make another small operation in Finland and take all of their territories too. Now we select all of our air force, almost all of them, and bomb all of the English Channel. Now after bombing them, you should have more than 300 or 300 naval units. Now you can use them to make your naval invasion into United Kingdom. You will need to research all of your navy after capitulating France probably, and you will also need to research this very needed thing. After that, you will be able to land more than 100 divisions into one naval invasion. We land our units into United Kingdom very fast, and we just send our full army into the United Kingdom to just humiliate them. And that is exactly what happens. Even with the support of the United States of America and their armored divisions, they still cannot fight against us, and after taking Liverpool, they capitulate. All of it because we also had collaboration government there. Now only small part has remained. Now we only have to make few naval invasions into the islands of the United Kingdom and Ireland, and we will also need to make our invasion into Iceland and Greenland. Well, as you see here on your screen, this is going to be very easy. You will do this very fast. We land in Ireland, we capitulate them very fast, and we land in Isle of Man. Now as you see here, I will make a time lapse of this because I don't really want to explain how I land in, I don't know, Iceland. Everyone knows it's too easy. We move a little bit forward, and I have gotten, of course, Greenland, and I am making there a very big mega Canada naval base in Greenland to then station all of our navy there and actually do stuff. Meanwhile, all of our naval units showed you the templates of that we have changed to make them. All of them have been already made, and we have also gotten a lot of other types of naval units. Those guys are not playing around. Those guys are very great. 120 divisions of the new improved destroyers, improved aircraft carriers, and also improved battleships. They destroy everything they see. I decided to actually make the naval invasion. We make the naval invasion into Canada like this. Only 50 divisions, but it's still good. And we land in Canada, Quebec. And what we do is we just select all of our forces that are available and we start just destroying them. Of course, the navy that is supporting this naval invasion is the new navy that we have gotten. You should get it by 1944 already, maybe before that even, and you don't really need to be pro for this. We take New York from the United States, we close a lot of divisions of the Canadians, and as you see here, after all of the things that have been done with the Allies, they are very weak and they cannot do shit. We take Washington, we take all of the big cities from the United States, and as you see in this small timeline, I don't even micro here, to be honest. I just leave my divisions to do the dirty work, and as you see, they do it very great. They do it amazingly, if there is a word like that. We close 26 or more divisions in Quebec again, and well, now only time will tell. We have already done 2 collaboration governments in the United States by that time, and I will now do the 3rd one and probably the 4th one, and the United States has capitulated, as I was saying about that. Now what we need to do is just conquer Mexico and Canada, and the major power that we have right now is Brazil, but don't do it before you get your collaboration government in United States of America. We land our divisions into Brazil, and if you will ask me how you did it, because you need a very big range for that, I will tell you that we just ask naval support, we just ask dockyard access from the Venezuela, and they will happily provide it, and this gives us the opportunity to actually make the naval invasion. And the very important thing, why I really want collaboration government before we actually persuade Brazil and all of the allies, we do it because after we get the collaboration government and we actually capitulate the nation, we get a very beautiful, very beautiful event. This event lets you to make a puppet out of the invaded country, even you did not really sign a peace deal, and what it does, it just saves you a lot of points in the peace deal. Now we also invite Peru, Venezuela into our faction, and after capitulating Brazil, very interestingly, we get another big nation, Chile, but of course they are going to die very soon. It's just a matter of time, and they capitulate. As you see here, we do not have the option to conquer all of the United States, all of it because we have already conquered it. And of course I will get almost all of the lands here in this peace deal, and the last thing I will of course do is to attack Japan. We make a beautiful naval invasion into Japan, which goes very well from the Russian side. As you see in your screens, Japan falls very quickly, and after that, congratulations my friends, you have capitulated all of the major superpowers, major powers, everything. After this you can either go ahead and conquer all of the world and conquer all of your puppets too, or you can just chill out and show your friends that you actually conquered the world. I hope this guide really helped you. If you would want more of those guides, please write a comment about it, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.